Hello, my friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hi there.
So, guys, I just got done watching a video from one of the channels I subscribe to, and this guy's been an inspiration. Um, I couldn't do what he does. I couldn't do it. He's just too talented as far as his carpentry and his skills. But it was what's going on with him that really just ticked me off.
Yeah, it touched home.
Yeah, and it's one of the things I've been talking about. Canada is the second largest country in the world. It's massive. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. As we see here, Canada is way bigger than the United States. In fact, it's over 3,855,000 square miles, right? Only Russia is bigger than Canada.
You would think that'd be plenty of land for so many people.
There's only 38 million people in Canada, in that massive, massive country, right? California has more people than Canada. Texas, not quite so much yet, but it probably will pass Canada, give it 10 years. It doesn't make any sense that this country that is so vast, for one, is so expensive. Everything is really expensive there. Why is the property so expensive up there? When there's so much land, and so few people, why is it so expensive?
I know.
It just doesn't seem to make sense. And by the way, this is my Self Reliance, and it's not a small channel. It has 1.64 million subscribers. And, his typical videos get like 500,000 views. And like I said, he has skills that I wish I had. Resourcefulness. He knows what he's doing. He could live off grid. He could just take felled trees and turn them into a log cabin in no time. Extremely, extremely inspirational. So I've been watching him for a while. Really enjoy his channel. It's very peaceful. You guys would probably know, my channel doesn't have a lot of bling. We don't have like a fancy slogan, fancy jingle. It's not all sorts of music blasting through. He's the same way. He's just no nonsense. He's just get to what it is and let's just cover what is important. And for him, it's being out there in nature, just with his dog and his wife and family. And being somewhere where you could just have peace of mind, quiet. And so he's in Ontario. And if you see this video, it says I'm moving and starting over here with almost 1 million views. Came out a week ago. The reason is what we've been talking about for so long, especially the last couple weeks. There's a mass exodus going on. And so he's pretty remote. He's north of Toronto and out there, in the wilderness. And now there's people moving in droves.
You wouldn't think that he would be bothered out where he's at in any way.
As we said, people know what's going on. People instinctively know it's time to get out of the cities, and they are. Actually, Toronto was one of the most beautiful cities I've been to, and I loved Canada from what I saw of it. I could work on tolerating the cold, but I'm more of a warm weather guy for sure. But at the same time, I appreciate the beauty that's Canada. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. And you would think that in these times, Canada would be one of the best places to escape to. It's enormous. It's vast. There's hardly anybody there per square mile. But you see, there's a caveat to all this.
And yeah, in theory, it should be one of the safest places to go.
And honestly, I feel kind of heartbroken for him because he's done so much work. He's built this all with his own hands, totally from scratch. Totally. And he's done a beautiful job over many years putting all this together. And now he's leaving it. He's going to end up selling everything he's built in order to get farther out there. He has another location that he's going to be working on and selling this one because now people are coming out in droves. And they're actually going to put a road in now right next to all the stuff he's built, and it's not going to be so private anymore. And it's everybody should be able to go after and pursue their own dreams. This is the caveat, and we've talked about this. Crown land. Crown land. That's a term that should get every Canadian pissed off.
You would think so.
It really should. 11%, less than 11% of Canada's land is privately held. Less than 11%. The rest is owned by the Crown. It's either federal Crown land or provincial Crown land, but it's Crown land.
Yep.
So roughly 90% of Canada is owned by the royals.
In other words, it's not yours.
It's not the people's. Talk about a country that is not for the people and by the people. It's for the elite and by the elite. And if you're lucky enough to live there, then just pay homage to the elite.
And this is the commonality that is throughout.
This is what's so disgusting. Some people could and should be able to live really inexpensively there, because it's challenging. There's great natural beauty, but it's challenging. I mean, it's cold, and you're faced with the elements big time. It's beyond disgusting.
It is. It really is.
And this follows suit for Australia and New Zealand. Why are the people not up in arms about this?
Well, because they can't. They're strapped. They're busy. They're trying to survive.
And they're being squished into tiny spaces, and they're paying tremendous amounts of money to be squished into tiny spaces. How about British Columbia? And honestly, I was always drawn to British Columbia. Really drawn to it. And kind of even thought as a teenager that this is where I was going to go. I was going to go explore the Pacific Northwest, and I couldn't wait to get to BC.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I really couldn't. I couldn't wait to. I wanted to explore all this. British Columbia has almost no private property.
That's too bad.
95% of it's Crown land.
Yeah, and this is why.
Well, why aren't Canadians up in arms about this?
Well, because they're exhausted. They're trying to survive. They don't have time.
And British Columbia too is a little bit more tolerable, just because of the effect of the Pacific Ocean. So, because some of Canada can be extremely cold. I mean, extremely cold. And, again, this is a beautiful area. 95% is owned by the Crown.
Yep.
Wow. I mean, think about it. You got to get down on your knees and bow and give homage to the Queen. Thank you for letting me camp on this sacred land, and I promise I will not camp more than 21 days.
That's their expectation too.
And look at that maximum fine if you go to 22 days.
That's crazy.
Guys, I'm sorry, I just had to share this with you. Just because, like when you follow a channel and you see the emotions that somebody puts into, and the work and the energy they put into something, and you recognize what the bigger problem is.
Yeah.
And you kind of see all their work and years of putting effort into something gone, and they're going to start over again. And he's in the same age group as I am, and there's only so much energy you have. When you start getting into middle age, and it's just frustrating.
It is very frustrating. You have to vent.
Yeah. So I just wanted to share that with you guys and all our Canadians up there. And we have some really dear family members that we absolutely adore and love up there in Canada. And, it just is not right.
No, it's not.
As always, guys, thanks for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon. God bless and namaste.
Namaste.